Flingle Floogle, my name is Noodle and we are back. Oh no, our world has ended. When back at the office, I tell everyone that I ran into Miyabi-san, and that even the students are talking about the JK marks. I see. Well, it's reported in the news, so I can easily imagine students going crazy about it.
It's big on the net too, especially social networks.
I never expected something I thought up to be so big. I'm both happy and freaked out. But if my PC wasn't hacked, how did the information leak? You'd expect him to make a weird voice now, but he's actually lost in thought about it.
If the information wasn't stolen, then maybe someone stole it from Haruka-san's head?
Wait, are you telling me that I was abducted by aliens who extracted the info from my brain?
Haruka was abducted? I'm surprised he came back alive.
That sounds way too occult. Let's be more realistic. As I try to get back on track, Natsume-san turns towards me. Did you tell Miyabi-san about what the JK marks really are? No, I didn't want them to suspect that we're a cyber terror squad. Good, you made the right choice. We can't trust those two, so it's best not to give them any information. But we're the only ones who know what the marks really are, right? Can we really leave it like this? Of course we can't ignore it. JK marks are something Haruka thought up for World End Heaven. As the developers and copyright owners, we J7 must find out what's going on here.
Exactly. As things are, the setting is walking around on its own. The setting only becomes truly alive when it's paired with a story. We must do something that suits this foreshadowing. Well, I can't act like it's not happening. I'm down. I'm in too. This incident is related to what we created, so we should all solve it together. Alright, I guess I'll help out too. We can't make games while this is going on.
As of now, we only have the JK marks, but there's no telling what could happen later. We should do something about this early. I feel the same way, we can't just ignore it. As everyone agrees, Wari-san stands up. Then, starting now, we shall investigate the JK mark incident. First, let's go out to town and see how the society is reacting to this. Well, I expected we'd do something like that. We don't have any clues or anything. JK marks might pop up on some monitors, so make sure to keep an eye out for them. Also, don't stand out too much. You can never know when we're watching you. They? You mean Deguchi-san and Miyabi-san? Yeah, they said they don't do anything. They said they don't think that we're a cyber terrorist squad. It might turn suspicious depending on how we act. Alright, I'll be careful. With that in mind, go prepare and head out to gather info. Okie dokie, we're gonna gather the info. Data gathering, Greg! Panda on a post box or newspaper box over there. He looks like he's got a little backpack, but it's too small, can't tell. 3 hours have passed since we walked out, and this is the various places all over Asakusa, but I couldn't find any new info. There were lots of people who knew about the marks, but it didn't look like they felt endangered or anything. That's partly because there aren't any real casualties, but it's also because they don't know the truth about the marks. They first appeared in the New World, and now started appearing in the real world. That fact makes me feel uncomfortable, like the virtual was encroaching on the real. Not to mention that we still don't know about how the JK marks was leaked. But I guess there's no point in thinking about that now. I should just focus on walking around the larger area. I take the first step when I hear someone running up behind me. I think I'm moving to the side to get out of their way, but there's one. Hello? The people that appeared are men in black. There's 4 of them, and since we're in the real world, they're obviously real humans. They clearly surround me. There's no escape. What do I do? I hear a loud voice behind me. When I turn around, I see a man in black lying on the ground. Ridge-kun, are you okay?
Hello, Reijichi.
Deguchi-san? Miyabi-san? I noticed that Miyabi-san's clenching her fist. She wants to down the man in black.
You're probably wondering why we're here, but we'll talk later. Their formation is broken. Now's the chance. Run.
Alright. Miyabi-san starts running. I chase after her. I'll keep them at bay. Nabi-kun, take care of him.
Understood.
We leave Deguchi-san behind and run for it. Phew, we should be safe in here. Miyabi-san closes the door to cafe exit and wipes the sweat off her brow. Miyabi-san, you sure are fast. Well, I work out a lot. You're young, so you should move around a bit more too. While I catch my breath, she looks perfectly fine. I always had a hunch that I need to exercise more, but I had no idea how badly. I should start jogging or lifting. Once I catch my breath, Miyabi-san looks directly at me. Miyabi-san, thank you for helping me. Man, am I glad I made it in time. It was an emergency though, so I had to punch one. By the way, will Deguchi-san be fine? We left him alone and the men in black seem pretty strong. Don't worry, I'm sure you can tell from his build, but Deguchi-san is crazy tough. If he starts fighting seriously, he'll leave all of them hospitalized. You should worry about them instead. Would that go beyond legitimate self-defense? Don't worry, knowing him, he'll be able to handle it reasonably. As we talk, the door opens up. Ah, hello, looks like you lost them. Yes, I got into a scuffle with them after you left. That boy you lost to time. Whoa. Are you sure you should have done that? Won't there be problems? Well, I didn't go all out. Also, the fact that I made it so flashy made the passerby think it was just a street performance. Some foreign tourists even applauded. You sure look satisfied. Deguchi-san, aren't you enjoying this a bit too much? Oh no. I just lost them in the most effective way I could think of. I can't help but feel like he's smiling a bit too much. It must take quite a lot to be able to enjoy having a scuffle with those guys. Just how strong is this man? Being strong and being good at fights are two different things. Facing an enemy head-on is sure to make most people flinch, but Deguchi-san doesn't look shaken at all. That means he's used to fighting, right? Miyabi-san also said that she works out. They're becoming more and more of a mystery. That must have been something for you, Reiji-kun. You are chased by them both in the virtual world and here. Why were they after me? They're only after Girl A in that world, right? They probably want to find her as soon as possible. Since you interacted with her, they're trying to catch you for questioning so that they can find out where she is. That's a reasonable assumption. Did the others get attacked too? We have our people all over Asakusa, and no one's saying that something like that has happened. I see, you spoke really strange there, almost like you were tongue-tied. I'm glad I'm the only one who went through this. Reiji-kun, sorry for making you go through that dangerous experience. I thought they wouldn't go after you if you stopped getting involved with Akashic, but it seems like I was too naive. You only just realized that Judgment 7 might be targeted. That's why I went out to go search for you. That explains why they were here, why they were there. They came when they realized that we might be attacked. We wanted you all to remain uninvolved in this, but that might be difficult now. Deguchi-san folds his arms and thinks, Reiji-kun, could you get Judgment 7 to come here? I'll tell you everything. Everything? Yes. Even who we are and who created Akashic. Now that you're in so deep, we don't have much choice. Alright, I'll call them right now. I don't know if they're trustworthy, but I can't risk being caught by the men in black. I have no choice but to get everyone to come here. Also, we'll finally know everything we wanted to. Now I have to understand the situation we're in. I'll take out my smartphone and call them. Friends, unite! Judgment 7 assemble! "20 minutes later, all Judgment 7 is in the cafe. I told them everything that happened over the phone. About the attack, about how Miyabi-san and Deguchi-san helped me, and that I was told to get them to come here as soon as possible. Everyone was surprised, but listened to me intently, and didn't hesitate to come. After everyone sits down, Deguchi-san starts speaking. Thank you for coming here, Judgment 7. Just like Reiji-kun told you over the phone, he was attacked by the men in black, so we sheltered him here. I don't want to hear the same thing again. Get to the matter at hand already. She cuts his words short. He understands her point, nods, and talks again. Alright, then I will. We got you involved to this extent, so I think you deserve to know what we are. Navi-kun and I are members of DIH, also known as Dickhead's International Hospital. Yep, don't question why hospitals, just is. And this place is one of our secret operation bases. What? DIH? That DIH, that's huge. That dick's huge? You know it? Hey, I know it too. It's the thing that makes you smart when you read it. You find the blue blackfish. You know, that's... Oh my god, I'm not going to read that. Acid! DHA, I can't read that word, fucking hell. Hey, really? I thought I had it. I thought the same thing, but I didn't say it. And what are they, Owari? Nasmi-san's wearing a complicated expression. DH is the Ministry of Defense's Information Division. Stands for Defense Intelligence Headquarters. Ministry of Defense? It's a government agency, sure. I did assume it was an organization of some sort. I didn't expect anything like this. I'm genuinely surprised. They're a special agency focused on gathering and analyzing information. I hear they handle info related to the country's security. Wow, I'm impressed you know us. We're pretty minor in terms of public awareness. She looks genuinely surprised. But from what I know, DIH focuses primarily on things such as foreign military information. Do you really handle something so local? Of course. That's what we do officially. But if there's an official side, there's also an unofficial one. I'm sure you can understand that much. Anyway, we are acting to stop a certain organization's secret research and the cyber terrorism they're planning. That secret organization is called Lab 13, and they're based in Riken North. Okay, so it's basically Tatiana's dad is the evil bad guy. Deguchi-san, did you really say that name? Owari-san's voice is ragged. He glares at Deguchi-san with seriousness you'll never expect from him. You wanted to know the truth, right? Well, yeah, but one of us is... He looks at Tatiana. Nah, Riken North? Erika-san raised his voice in surprise. I'm familiar with that name too. It's a research facility where Yuri-san, Tatiana's father, works as vice president. That's where my papa is. Secret organization? Cyber terrorism? What's that supposed to mean? Tatiana is half panicking now. Owari-san looks at her bitterly. I see, so he knew this would happen. Hey, can I ask one thing? What is it? You said that you're investigating the organization that made the virtual world, right? Is that the same Lab 13 from Riken North? Yes, it is. But I don't know anything about that. Hey, Sakai is lying, right? No, I consider the possibility too. I mean, NWEs could only happen when we connected to your computer at Riken North. Anyway, ignoring the fact that the New World, or Akashic, is related to this Lab 13 we talk about, where does this cyber terrorism come in? I told you that Nabi-kun and... Just realized his voice is so similar. I told you that Nabi-kun and I are infiltrating a certain organization, right? That's Lab 13, and that's a conclusion we reached from the information we gathered. It's an unshakable fact that Riken North's Lab 13 is plotting a major act of cyber terrorism. And while we're looking into that plot, you Judgment 7 what the fuck? You guys, whatever. You Judgment 7 were the ones who stood out as the most likely suspects. Your relationship to Riken North's Vice President Dr. Yuri, your frequent interactions with his daughter Tatiana, and your leaders Hajime Owari's background. All of that is more than enough to suspect you. So that's why we're suspicious of us. Well, if Riken North is involved in the incident, I can't blame them for that. But wait, I understand the first two reasons. What's that about Owari-san's background? See, I knew you did something. Asano-san also noticed and points it out. Owari-san would usually just blow it off, but he's actually not saying a word now. Well, your programming skills alone make it pretty easy to imagine you committing cyber terrorism, but that's not all. It is highly likely that the mainframe of Lab 13's virtual world, Akashic, is using a program you coded. What? He opens his eyes wide. Surely you remember. It's the visual information processing system you made in your college years. That rings a bell. And Owari-san mentioned it and said that it turned info people saw with their eyes into data. Well, if that program's involved creating something like Akashic seems possible. My program scans people's brainwaves, reads the visual information, and turns it into data. If you can scan their memories, I'm sure you can do the same with them too. And if you reconstruct the digitized visual data, well, it's not strange that they created a VR that detailed. Also, my world program uses the same program as the base. Oh, so that's why. I see. So that's how it is. Everything makes sense now. Tatiana nods in understanding. Huh? Wait, what? Lab 13's Akashic mainframe and Sakai's world program have the same base design. It makes sense considering how both of them were made by Sakai. That's why the accidental involvement of the NWG results in the New World experience. I think I get it, but what exactly decides whether the NWE happens or not? I'd like to know too. I mean, it didn't happen during the virtual fireworks show on the roof. Nasmi-san seems troubled. That's only obvious. After all, the world program is in J7 server, but Akashic is in Lab 13, right? Their programs are physically apart, so the NWE can't happen unless you connect them through the internet. And the thing that linked them was my PC. Back then my PC was connected to both J7 server and Riken North server, which means that
Tatiana falls silent. She suddenly grasps my right hand really tight. The fact that it almost hurts makes it clear how distressed she is. That means that... She doesn't say anything beyond that. Reggie, I'm scared. I don't want to say anything anymore. Tatiana. I like to say that she doesn't have to speak any more than that, but I can't bring myself to. Her small hand is shaking. It's probably the proof that she's fighting herself. That's why all I can really do is... I grasp her hand back, gently, yet strongly enough to stop her shaking. If she wants courage, I'll give her mine. Her hand quickly becomes still. That means that Akashic is in Riken North. Her voice is clear and loud. Awari-san stands next to her and places his hand on her head. Sunishika's right. This seriously increases the chance that Akashic being in Riken North. The cyber terrorism is an entirely different matter altogether. Hell, the cyber terrorism, Lab 13 and Riken North have nothing to do with us. Our goal as Judgment 7 is Our goal as Judgment 7 is to unravel the mysteries of the New World. Right, Sunishika? Sekai, yeah, you're right. She smiles. Whatever your goal is, all that matters to us is you understand. It doesn't make it easier to communicate. Take it however you like. Deguchi-san's expression becomes more amicable, but still stern and plenty menacing. By the way, I'm fine with unraveling the secrets of the New World, but why can we go to the New World just because the two programs linked? Even if they have the same base design, World Program is just an AR program, isn't it? Akashic, on the other hand, creates a virtual world. I don't see much compatibility between them. I know what you mean. Your world program merely augments the visual reality, while Akashic projects images directly into your visual cortex and lets you experience the virtual world. It's hard to believe the two can be linked. They have a point. I'm no expert, but even I know it seems unlikely even if the two programs have the same base. Their purposes seem far too different. It probably has to do with the SSP doing its job. SSP? Subliminal Stun Program. You know that much, Awari-kun? Deguchi-san mutters in shock. And what is PSP? It's SSP. It's a security program that sends intense visual info to the brain and makes those who see it lose their consciousness. It's not ready for practical use yet, but you can use SSP on those who try to access social networks or unauthorized to stun and incapacitate them. Think of it as a visual version of a stun gun. Oh, and just so you know, I'm not the one who made something that dangerous. It's probably the people at Lab 13. I see. So this SSP is the reason why we lose consciousness during the NWE. Yes, Lab 13 security recognizes the World Program's activation as a breach and activates the SSP. But Awari, how do you know how to do something like that? You didn't know about Lab 13 itself, right? Well, this is kind of crimey, but I accidentally activated while peeking around Riken North's database. Awari-kun, that's not crimey, it's an actual crime. You can't do that even in Lab 13. Miyabi-san scolds Awari-san. Well, she's DOH, so I guess it's her job. Awari-san calms down and continues talking. He proposes that after SSP knocks us out, Akashic makes us perceive the virtual world by sending visual info directly into our unconscious brains. And as our eyes don't actually see anything, but our brains believe that they do. Honestly, I can't even imagine how that's possible, but apparently that's how it works. But can we really do that without any special devices? Huh? But you do have special devices. It's your goggles. You call them New World goggles, right? NWGs? They're just AR goggles. There's a smartphone inside that acts as a monitor, but that's about... Oh, I get it. The NWG smartphone waves are converted into pulses and project the visuals directly into our brains. SSP's partial brain deactivation might make it possible to send visuals to the brain's visual cortex without a signal input as weak as a smartphone. And when you monitor our brainwaves, all that we can do in the virtual world can theoretically be sent to us visually via feedback. I have a question. You said you monitor our brainwaves, but how are you looking into our heads? I reckon what Sakai's saying, the NWG have sensors that monitor brainwaves. They're not used in the game, but they work here, huh? So, by chance, the NWGs end up having a capability of sending to and receive data from Akashic. And that's actually nigh impossible. See? Do you understand why it's hard for us not to suspect you? She looks us over. It must be pretty hard to think this happened just by chance. I must say that this feels a bit too smooth. It's hard to believe that so many unlikely events would happen all at once. I feel the same way. Sure, there's a bunch of low chance events that actually happen one after the next. I cannot believe that it's by design. It's almost as if Akashic itself is summoning us to the New World. Awari-san looks pensive. I'm with him on that one. It seems so convenient. It's almost like it looks almost intentional. Well, anyway, we now know the processes behind our trips to the New World. Okay, so 1, we equip our NWGs and use our sight. 2, Judgment 7's and Riken North's, Lab 13's, lines are connected.
3. Activating the World program also activates the Akashic program, which is the same base as Mr. Owari's program. 4. Riken North's, Lab 13's, security initiates the SSP and makes us lose our consciousness. 5. Having lost consciousness, our brain starts exchanging info with Akashic, letting us experience the virtual world. And apparently, the accidental coinciding of the 5 conditions is the reason why we can go to the new world, Akashic. I think I get it, but I feel like I don't. Everyone besides Owari-san and Tatiana seems to share my sentiment. Anyway, you can exit Akashic using a back door that's extremely close to the normal route, and that actually pretty much concludes all that we can tell you. Sorry for not talking earlier, you're civilians, so we didn't tell you anything in order to protect you. Then why did you finally decide to speak up? I mean, you didn't want us to involve us, right? And the fact that you just revealed all of that to us seems like an expression that you now want us to be fully involved. Am I wrong to assume it is? Deguchi-san sighs and thinks for a moment before facing us with a serious expression. You're not wrong. We did our best not to involve you until now, but the situation has changed. As evidenced by the Men in Black attack on you, Reiji-kun, this has leaked into the real world. We want you to help us with the situation. We'd like you to cooperate with us. Cooperate? Yes. Could you infiltrate Akashic again and search for Girl A? We all share glances after Deguchi-san's request. Is that the crutch of what you called us here for?
Well, aren't we forbidden from trying to find her?
We were. Also, if you people can't find her, why do you think we would have any luck? She has a point. I do want to find Girl A. But what's the point of even trying if not even DIH can do it? We've been looking for her for a while now. We haven't found a single trace. If she somehow got left behind in the Akashic, she's hiding somewhere where neither we nor Lab 13 can find her. Well, that seems likely considering that Girl A was aware of Deguchi-san and Miyabi-san. But we saw that Girl A had opened her heart to you all. Thus, we figured she would show herself if you entered the virtual world. Basically, you want to use this as bait to lure her out? I'm not sure if I like that. That's a reasonable take on the situation. Well, we can't deny that. In fact, we have no other reasons for you to get involved in this. We're being honest here. Miyabi-san doesn't try to sugarcoat it. At the very least, that's making her seem more sincere. It's better than trying to stir our sense of justice. And it just shows how cornered you must be feeling. Exactly. Girl A probably has some sort of relationship with Akashic and Lab 13. That means she might have info on the Cyber Terror plot. That's why we at DIH can get her before we do. If you're willing to accept this role, we'll instantly let you go. It doesn't matter if we end up being unable to catch Girl A. I will still make it very clear to the higher-ups that you were sincere cooperators, completely uninvolved in the terror plot. That should make them retract their order to observe you. You won't have your privacy violated any longer. Sounds good, doesn't it? You're basically saying that we'll be locked in here if we don't cooperate, aren't you? Is that why you used Reiji-kun to lure us in? Who knows? But I certainly won't be able to let you go right away. You'll have to prepare for an investigation. His tone is soft but menacing. We won't be able to leave? There's tasty curry and drinks here, so I guess we can stay here for a while. Even the AC works. Like hell, I'm not agreeing to staying here. We're innocent, why would I agree to being investigated? What do we do, Sakai? I don't want to be locked in here. We won't be able to make the game. Also, I'm concerned about Girl A. Personally, I want to accept their request. Honestly, I don't fully trust Deguchi-san and Miyabi-san yet, but even so, we're all still worried about Girl A. We look at each other and nod. Alright, we, Judgment 7, shall cooperate with DIH. But there's a problem. How we get to the new world, we already know that we don't have the means anymore, right? Yes. We know that you destroyed the Riken North PC that you used to connect to Akashic. But that won't be a problem. We'll open our line for you. That should allow you to connect. We go on to talk about the details of the program. Alright, I will monitor the virtual world from here, Nabi-kun. You infiltrate Akashic. Understood. I'll meet up with them when I get to Akashic. From where should we take off the new world? Go back to your office and use the same goggles you always use. So the only change here is that we're using the same line they are. That would make me worried about security. We'll lock the door, sure, but won't the Men in Black get in regardless? No need to worry about that. We'll position some DIH employees around the office. And if they attack anyways, I'll be the first to know, and I'll instantly cut the line. Deguchi-san sighs. The operation starts tomorrow at noon. It will last 2 hours in real life. That's about 2 days in the virtual world. When the time limit comes, I'll forcefully cut the link. You definitely won't be stuck like last time. That's good to know. Done with the briefing, we exchange our contact info with them and are released as promised. Deguchi-san checks if there's anyone around the alley and opens a secret door for us. And I'm going to end the episode here. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like in the section below. If you'd like to see more of this, do subscribe to the channel as I attempt to upload every day. Thank you for watching, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.